Fernando, and Juan, and myself, Ian. And this show's called
Common Sense.
And remember,
If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science.
and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a kind of, we're trying to approach it from this scientific process, whether it's observation or whether it's gathering data and facts and looking at what's going on over the last period of this year in terms of Afghanistan and COVID, and the politics of America and even the rest of the world, what's going on in this day and age. We're covering current affairs. So, Fernando, you wanted to bring up something about what's going on in the American Democratic Party. There seems to be some kind of tug of war going on for power.
Yeah, going back to 2016, I would say up to that point, you did have something called the politics in America. Today, that reflects all over the world. So basically, in 2016, a disruptor, Trump, beat the elections, and then Democratic Party, the DNC, was trying to do like a search, like soul searching. You did have the establishment with, for example, Hillary Clinton and everyone before her, Larry Summers, and everyone else. Ivy League people, academia, intellectuals, all holding power in the Democratic Party after the election of Trump. They were defeated. So Biden united all the party. They won the elections in 2020. And then you have all this struggle for power inside the Democratic Party. Now you got the disruptors trying to get rid of the establishment. And a case in point could be Afghanistan. You have people in power who doesn't really represent the vast majority of the voters, democratic voters. So the power is in another place, in the vote of the people. So what I'm trying to understand is there's a struggle from the left, I will say, from the extreme left sometimes, or the progressive or whatever, like the unions, like the town people, like the grassroots, trying to get rid of all these folks that have reputation, that have, money. Obama in Martha's Vineyards, Clinton's in the Hamptons, Kerry with his private plane. And that is a little contradictory with the town people, the grassroots, the union people. For example, I'm not just one say like, Antifa again or Black Lives Matter or whatever, but basically they have the vote and the other people have the holding power. So there might be a war in there for the town people to get rid of the old guard and to take over power. The Squad, Bernie Sanders, or Elizabeth Warren, or anyone else.
We had a discussion about this before, and we're kind of on the same page, but there's certain elements where we kind of differ. And I would say, from my perspective, in terms of the war, what's going on in the Democratic Party, the power war, definitely is to do with old money and new money, and old tech and new tech, you could say, which is the media and social media, for instance. But then I think the two powerhouses within that party control different factions of the Democratic Army, so to speak. So, for instance, I would say that Hillary Clinton is one arm of that power struggle. And on the other arm of that power struggle of this body is Barack Obama. Now, they both don't get on. They hate each other, detest each other, literally. And I feel that Barack Obama has a track record of controlling the FBI and the CIA and all the alphabet agencies and he's been manipulating things from that angle. And I believe that Hillary Clinton has a more control of the grassroots factions, and that will be your Antifas. Even Bernie Sanders has control of the Antifas as well, which they're loyal to him, but he's loyal to Hillary as well. So I believe that Hillary has control of most of those factions which do all the kind of online warfare, whether it's doxing and cancelling people and so forth, and that and going on the ground and actually, you know, challenging the status quo, whether it's Black Lives Matter and causing riots and stuff, disrupting in that kind of manner, and then you have the AOCs as well, which is part of, I feel, that Hillary camp, which is a feminist camp to a certain degree. So I think that's the war. There's two levels, one high up and one grassroots, which is what's going on. And you got your Nancy Pelosi's and so forth, who are in the middle, who don't know what side to take because they have to see the outcome of the struggle.
Just one question. The word status quo. Each of these people you mentioned, some of them want to hold the status quo. If you are in the establishment, you want to preserve the status quo. I believe that both, even though Hillary Clinton and Obama might dislike each other, both of them, status quo, will make them preserve what they already got. In the case of the disruptors, they go for the breaking of the status quo, and I think that pretty much that's the scenario. Again, they might hate each other, but both of them, they go for the status quo. And what's happening right now in the last 6 months of the Biden administration is they just want to crush the status quo. And I think Afghanistan, all the mess they have created there, how much anger created in Britain, as you have here the parliament, that was because they didn't care. They just want to get the fuck out of there, the hell out of there as soon as possible. They don't mind about anything else. They just wanted to break the status quo there. And that was the grassroots of the party.
Is Boris upset, is the question. Boris doesn't seem too upset.
You're right.
Parliament is, but Boris is not upset. The interesting thing is that as well as Afghanistan was Barack Obama's baby, he was part of the Tony Blair creating this roadmap for the whole of the Middle East. And Hillary Clinton, well, she has affiliations with most of China, doing deals with China. So there's a coming together somewhere, and that's via China. And that's via Joe Biden, who has a relationship with China and has a relationship with Barack Obama. But I think it probably got a bit soured by the way Afghanistan was handled. Or really was it? Was it meant to be handled this way? Because wars are not meant to be won.
Yeah, of course.
Wars are meant to be continued.
Yeah, I will paraphrase for bonds. Bonds are not meant to be paid. Are meant to be renewed, roll over.
Exactly. So the war is going to continue. Already the UN are already talking about, well, we need to go in and help Afghanistan because it's going to be a financial collapse. And that's a red flag already. They just left and they wasted a ton of money. Now they want to pour money back into getting Afghanistan back onto its foot. And they're probably going to send some soldiers in as well. It's like a money spinner. It's just non-stop, isn't it?
Yeah. Before we keep going, I would like to ask or clarify one point. I do not think that Biden is calling the shots. That's my feeling, in the sense of we have here in Argentina, we have Alberto Fernandez, who is pretty much center. He has been with other administrations pretty much in the center of the spectrum. And now he's just, talking for the local support people, for the base. He's just basically saying bullshit or not, but it's obviously saying something that he doesn't believe. And Biden might be doing the same. He has been in politics for 50 years. He has been in the White House more than 8 years. He gave 3 shots or 2 shots to get into the White House. He couldn't. And suddenly, out of the blue, he got the primaries as a dish. He got it for free. He didn't have to fight for it. He went to the basement and he won. Of course, he owns his ass to the base, to whoever put him there. And pretty much he's saying what they want them to say. And them, I think, is the extreme left part of the party. Just because they are disruptors. I mean, it's very easy to be like radical left and try to fight against the establishment of the party when they have $5 million or $10 million houses. Like Biden has 5 houses and Hillary Clinton has this big house and everyone has a big house. So, or Kerry has a plane or whatever. So if you're on the left, you say, I am morally superior.
Hello, everyone. Can I say something about Biden's really scary speech this week?
Oh yeah, please. That's something we have to cover.
Yeah. Because I'm going to say something about Biden, though. He looked like an 11 p.m. drunk uncle, not like a 2 a.m. drunk uncle this time. And he did go on for 20 minutes. That surprised me. But it scared the shit out of me. Okay? I don't know if you heard the speech. Do you know what speech I'm talking about, Fernando?
The vaccines?
Yes,
mandate?
the vaccine mandate.
You're going to get the shot whether you like it or not?
Yeah, that his patience is wearing thin, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. I think this guy, man, it's like you say. I didn't think he was in charge, but this week, I don't know if they gave him the booster shot or what, but it scared me. And like I say, you talk about Clinton and Obama. Yeah, I guess they're still behind the scenes, but maybe they're getting a little bit old. Also, I heard AOC this week talk about menstruating persons. I don't know what other people menstruate apart from women.
Yeah.
But sure, menstruating persons. She had a bit of a stumble with that. But I don't know who's in charge. I think it might be more like the Nancy Pelosi, Warren people now. Maybe Schumer. I don't know if Clinton. I don't know if Clinton's a little bit retired at this point. But maybe sure. She's like the Wizard of Oz, maybe behind the scenes still. I'm pretty sure. Obama, I'm sure as well.
Well, they're literally saying that she's actually part of the shadow government. She is the shadow government.
Yeah.
So
I can believe that.
Reason being why I always mention those two in particular, not to go off topic too much, is the fact that when they say nothing, everything's going fine. But when they come out and they say something's going wrong. So you got like, so far you got Barack Obama coming out saying, take your vaccines and, all this and that. Yeah. And you soon will see Hillary Clinton come out and say something about that. She always has to stick her nose in order to try and keep relevant in some way. And
she can't let it go. You think? Yeah. You think she can't let it go at this point?
She's like she's like a Tony Blair. Tony Blair sticking his oar in
right
all the time on these big topics. You've gone. Your word is not even important. Anyway, let's go. Back to the speech.
Yeah.
It was scary stuff.
It really was.
And he literally was.
And it was creepy, too.
He was talking directly to DeSantis.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing. That he actually
he said, look, if they will take away your pay as a teacher, any governor taking away your pay as a teacher because you refuse to come back to work and or disobey what Biden
he
said.
Treated him as he was evil, if he was evil or something. Yeah,
he literally said, "We will pay your wages. They will not be able to stop it because we will fund your wages 100%." Now he's going over the head of. It's interesting that Biden will go over the head of any governor, and he will write up an executive order just like that. Yeah. Something which Trump lapped. And, and he was the president, and he had the chance to wield the pen of authority, and he never did. Wasted it on things like Wheezy and
If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.